Good morning. Welcome to Lunch with Laura. Let me close the door. Hold on. Okay. Welcome to Lunch with Laura. I'm Laura Lee Collet from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. My website is on the bottom of the screen. It's Stampin', no G, Stampin' at thebirdnest.com. And I hope everything's well out there and that y'all are staying cool. I have a really cute card to show you today, and we're gonna start off with, the cards I made. So this is what we're doing, and we're doing a blender technique that I saw online from one of our smart demonstrators, and I can't remember her name, but if she's out there watching, I hope you'll forgive me for not giving you credit. These have been blended with 3 different colors, and I put them in different arrangements. And I actually used the color wheel, and this is the triad that I found that I liked. And here was when I was just playing around. I wanted to see if doing colors that were next to each other would work, and I didn't think it did. And then I tried some other things over here. This was the first card I made, and it just didn't do it for me. So I decided to go with this one. And the colors we're using today are Peach Pie. That's a color I very seldom use, and I don't know why. It's very pretty. Berry Burst and Pretty Peacock. That's one of my very favorite colors. I'm a blue person. So let me show you how we did this. I have everything cut and ready, and actually embossed too. But I wanted to show you this fabulous embossing folder. And if you have not gotten it, let me see if that'll show up a little bit better. I'll tell you what I'm going to use. The card that's going to be one of the layers, but you can see it has a big flower here, lots of large, small leaves, smaller flowers, and it is just gorgeous. It's one of the oversized ones, so you can pick and choose what you want to emboss. But I just fell in love with it when I found this. And it's called Floral Spray, and it's $12. So I went ahead and embossed this for us so that that would be out of the way. And I just picked, I wanted the big flower in the middle, so I positioned my basic white cardstock so that it would have that. And I think some of them were upside down, and I don't really think it matters, but I'm going to do it this way today. And let me just mention that I'm using the sentiment from Opulent Oasis, and Sending Happy Thoughts was what this card said, but today we're going to change it, I think. Oh, I've already done it. Never mind. We're going to use the same one. Okay, let me get on and show you how I did this card. Now, the card I saw online had a much smaller rectangle, so that's up to you how you want to do this. But what I did was I flipped it over, and I tore off, this is Post-it tape, and it works great as a mask. So I cut it, oops, let me do it this way. I didn't want to waste it, so I tried not to overcut. No, that's not enough. Okay, that'll work. And we're gonna need 4 pieces. So let me get another one, oops, about that long. And I'm gonna cut it. I didn't realize that one was so low. And I'll show you what we'll do for the others. If you run out of Post-it tape, you can also use Post-its. So I'm going to put this, I'll tell you what, nope, that's not going to work. I'm going to put this down so that you can see better. Okay, this is about 1 inch wide. And as I said, you could go ahead and do this, but you're going to have a very small rectangle, and I wanted more to show. So I flipped it over and put my paper just about halfway down. And I thought it was easier to put it upside down like this so that you could get about the same amount covered. We'll hold it up to the light in a second and see what, let me see, I'm going to come down and use this right there. Oops. Come on. Okay, I still think that's a little off. Okay, that's close. We're going to go with that. Okay, now, because I don't have I ran out, and my other tape is somewhere else. So what I'm going to do is try to do about the same amount. Okay, so now I'm going to hold it up into the light and see, and it looks like it's very close to being a 1/2 inch all the way around. Now, the next thing you're going to do, and of course this is the fun part, I am going to take my ink pads and my blending brushes, and I want to show you how to do this. And I'm making sure it's stuck down all the way. When you use a blending brush, you just kind of go round and round to ink it up. And then I always brush off a little bit because it's a little stronger when you first, a little darker ink than sometimes you want. And you just put as much or as little as you want. So I'm going to go a little darker here. And I'm getting up close to the tape. Okay, there's still a little spot right here. Okay. Then I'm going to go to the next color, which is our Berry Burst. Be sure you close up your ink pads, especially when working with white. You need to dedicate a different one, or you're going to have to clean these between each color. And the way you can clean them is to brush it on paper. You can use alcohol to spritz it and get some of the color off. Or what I do when I'm through is I use Dawn detergent and one of those little drainers that fits in the sink, and that works really well. But these have been cleaned twice, and you can see that it still holds color. It doesn't affect anything because nothing is coming off, as you can see. So I don't know why it does that, but when I turn it over, it'll be white, and when I turn it over, it's the color I used again. Okay, enough of that. So just don't be alarmed by it being stained. And again, I'm going to wipe off a little bit, and I'm going to go in this middle section. I'm going to do just a little more right here. But you see how fast this goes? I did about 5 or 6 cards the other day, and it just goes really fast. And sometimes when you don't have a lot of time, that's what you're looking for. All right, next is my most favorite color, Pretty Peacock. And there we go. And then you can look back over it, and if there are any areas that you want to go back over, you can do it. But I think that's going to work. And let's see how even our border was. Sometimes it's not perfect, but remember, these are handmade cards, handmade by you. And so if they're not absolutely perfect, who cares? Okay, so there is our finished card front. So, and I want to tell you, you can use these strips over and over again until they lose their sticky. So if you want to do multiple cards, you'll only use 4 pieces. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is mount this on the Pretty Peacock. Now, when I did it this time, now these are a little bit different colors, but I used the pink. I don't know if that might have been Berry Burst, and that doesn't look like that there. Anyway, I didn't think it pulled out what I wanted it to show. So again, I just played around with the color, and I decided on the Pretty Peacock, which pulls that out. Now, this is something I wanted to show you. I had everything in a box, and evidently this card piece and my instructions sat on top of the uncleaned brush. So what I am going to do, since this covers everything and this is going to be mounted, this is still usable. So let's get our stamp and seal. And I'm going to put it on here first. Okay. Now I'm going to put some nail on the back of this one. I'm going to add just another little piece in the middle. I don't usually do that, but with embossed cards, sometimes they don't get enough area covered. Okay, there is our card now. Okay, this one is standing up. These were portrait. So, I'm sorry, this one was landscape. This one's portrait. Because it opens and it stands up just like a picture. Now, I had already stamped this, and I didn't give you the dimensions. They're fairly standard. I did 4.25 by, 4.25 by 5.5. If you open it up, it's 11. See, I got something right there. It's 11 by 4.25. And then when you score it, it's down to your regular size, 4.25 by 5.5. Then I cut the white piece, and I cut it a quarter of an inch all the way around, smaller than the card base. So this was 4 by 5 1/4. And then I made the pretty peacock an 1/8 of an inch larger. So that would have been 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. And I believe I'm right about that. Okay, the next thing you need to do is stamp your sentiment, and you're going to back it on another piece of the peacock. And you can put this wherever you want. I kind of liked it like I did these to the side. So I'm going to put some dimensionals here. Where's my take your pick? I'll use scissors. Just pick those up. Take your pick tool works wonders with this. Sometimes these little pieces are hard to fool with, as you can see. Oh, come on. And I got 2, so I'm going to put 1 here and 1 in the middle. Right there. And these are the mini dimensionals. We have them in a larger size also. Okay, so I'm going to put this right there. Okay? And that is today's card. Now, we do have some specials going on until tomorrow. 2-for-1 rewards. So if you place an order, you'll get double rewards when you check out. And then you can use those for your next order. And if you want to order through me, you can go to my website and shop there, and it'll take you where you need to go. And also you'll find my gallery, and all these cards that I make are in my gallery and with the instructions. Now, let's see, what else do we have going on? Double rewards and something else. I'm thinking, and I may not think it. Okay. I forgot my little sparkles here. And I don't know if you know this or not, but it's good to put them. An artist friend of mine said you always want to put them like either one by itself or in multiples, like 3, 5, 7 if you're going to use that many, and then it draws your eye towards those instead of just focusing on, 2 right together. So, I hope you've enjoyed today, and I hope you'll make some of these cards. If you do, send me a picture of them. I would love to see them. But it's really a fun technique. So play with your colors, play with your blending brushes and ink, and you can come up with some really, really pretty, easy cards. Thanks for joining me today. I wish you a wonderful weekend. Please stay cool. It is going to be 100 either today or tomorrow, and we're sweltering, so stay inside, stay hydrated, stay safe. Love you. Come back next week. Bye.